Good morning. It's Saturday morning, March 18th, 10 o'clock in the morning. Rascal and I have been up for a while. He's been in and out. Doesn't want to go out now. He just wants to look outside. But he's feeling pretty good these days. I got him on a new diet. I thought I'm going to be preventative and get some cat food and raw cat food that's better for his urinary tract, and it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but he's worth it. You're worth it, aren't you, Rascal? Yes, you are. So I took yesterday off. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm done April 19th. Negotiations have begun, so in the midst of that, and that's it is what it is. For me, it's stressful, but we'll see where we land. I've got a comfort spot, so I'm hoping they're going to meet me there. But anyways, I got some work done in the room. I've got it all patched. Got the ceiling painted. I have one little spot up there where when I was painting it, and the drywall came off and a nail pop or a stud screw popped out, so I had to patch it again. But this ceiling's looking pretty good. I mean, you can still see that. Probably need to slap some more paint on it. But I got all those darker spots you see is the paint that I'm putting on it. What I did was over all my patches. Well, I cut it in, and then over all my patches, I put some ceiling paint as a prime, and then put some of my paint that's going on the walls over that. So we're ready to go. We're ready to roll. And I'm excited about that. The carpet stain looks worse than it did. All I did was spread it out. So my plan for that is, because when I poured the hot boiling water on it, you could see the dirt come up and go right down to the proper color of carpet. I'm going to get my shop vac out, and as I pour hot boiling water on it, I'm going to suck it up and see if that doesn't do a better job. I think it will. So, fingers crossed. But I'm just going to start painting here. I am not going to set the clock. I'm just going to look at the time and then get to work, and then just come back at a natural break rather than do a 30 minutes, because I can only work for so long, and then, my back says, time to stop. So I stop. So I'm just going to put you on pause and come back in a bit and show you where I am. Okay. What is that? 11:15. And I've got coat 1 on the wall. I found some spots, like when I came in here this morning and looked at the ceiling, it looked good. But then as I was painting, I see some spots I think I missed. But there's my big blank walls. Coat 1, what a difference paint makes. I didn't do the closet yet. That's going to be quite the nitpicky project. And I've got not even a third of a can, maybe a third of a can left. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to give it a second coat. Rascal obviously sees something outside. What are we looking at, Rascal? You see the fox? We had a great big fox come through the backyard the other day when I was getting ready for work. Big, healthy fox. So that's what you like to see, is healthy ones. Not crazy about letting Rascal out when I know there's a fox about, but we had another cat, and him and the foxes seem to get along just fine. So we will see. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just be mindful. But anyways, I'm going to take myself a break. I'm going to let this dry. What am I going to do next? Oh, I'm going to give it its second coat once it's dry. I hope that paint's enough to do it. I do have another partially full can of paint, this same color, down in the basement, which will probably end up what I use for the closet, because this is the same color I put in my kitchen because I really like it. I have a little spot there that's a little bubbly. But I think when it dries, because the last time it dried, it'll dry hard. I mean, I might have to end up cutting that out and redoing it, but if I can get away with not doing it, I'm going to do it. My brother's a professional painter. He would have a conniption fit. But I'm not a professional painter. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. And I just know this room's going to look a whole lot better than it did before. And I've been careful. I've done the best I could. It's not a slapdash job. Up there at the ceiling, there is some paint on the ceiling. So I'm going to go around with an edger and clean up those ceiling lines the best I can. I don't have an edger though. I'm going to pick one up at the dollar store. I'm pleasantly surprised at how many supplies you can get at the dollar store. And some of this stuff I just buy and then throw out because, it's wrecked at the end of the job and you only paid a couple bucks for it. So anyways, let's see. We are at 11:15. I think I'll come back in a bit. If not, I'll just, I'll come back to say goodbye anyways. So I'm going to take a little break and then get back at it. Okay, I'm waiting for paint to dry. It's almost dry, but I want to wait till it's dry before I do the second coat. Here's another neat little thing I found at the dollar store. They're bed risers. The bed that I have in there is just a box spring and mattress on a metal frame. It's just an old bed. I don't know how it survived this long, but it has. And I thought it would look so much nicer if it was up a bit. And then when I was looking for paint supplies, I found that. So I thought we'll give it a shot. And plan here is I'm going to get rid of this desk. I'm going to put it down in the basement. It can be used for utility. I'm going to try to get rid of that dresser. Going to take it down in the basement for now. Then I'm just going to put the bed and one of these shelves. I'm not sure which one. I think that one because it's nicer actually. And clean that off. Going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put this desk in there. And then I've got a little side table that when we were cleaning out at work I found. I'll take you and show that. The house is, I don't know what the house is. It's okay. I haven't really done a lot of, I've kept things, I don't even want to say tidy because this isn't tidy. But just not completely out of control. Anyways, this little guy, got that at work, and I'll use that as a little bedside table for the kids. So, because my plan is, my daughter and the kids are coming Easter, which, when's Easter? It's a couple weeks from now. Let me take a look at the calendar. A couple weeks from now. We are at the 18th, so 1, 2, 3 weekends away. So I've got this weekend, I've got this weekend, and I've got this weekend to finish this job. And I don't know if I'll have it perfectly done, but it'll be near enough. And I want it to, before it was just a dumping ground and too much furniture. And I just want to hopefully get some new bedding. I don't know if I'll have it by the time they come. But I want to put the bed centered in that wall there. And part of the plan is I've been looking at ways to trick the eye to think that window's in the center of the room. And it's just where you put your curtain rod and then you move the one curtain over more and the other one over a little less. And then that way I can put the bed right smack dab in the middle and it won't look weird. I don't have a headboard for it, so I'm just going to get some big pillows and whatnot. And I was thinking about changing these plugs, and I thought, that's silly. Maybe down the road. But, you don't really see the plugs that much. They're going to be, hidden by furniture and whatnot. Most of them anyways. And I'll just get a new cover for this one. I did go down, check the paint, how much I've got left from when I painted the kitchen. And I do have a substantial amount, like I'm going to say 2/3 of a can anyways. But the thing with that is, when I painted the kitchen, this was back when my husband was still alive, He passed in 2019. So I'm going to say about 2018, I painted the kitchen. And I never did the second coat on this part of the walls and that. So it still needs it. And I'd like to avoid buying another can of paint if I can. It's not cheap paint. It's about 75 bucks a can. It's very nice paint, very nice to work with. But anyways, if I can avoid buying another can, but we'll see. Anyways, waiting for that paint to dry. I'm gonna, I think it's just about ready. And I'll pop back in when I got the second coat done. Okay, going back to the room. Second coat is done. It always goes on so much easier. And I still have a tiny little bit of paint left, not much. Just a tiny little bit, and save that for touch-ups. I am going to do the closet with that other can of paint because even though it's the same color, it might be, you know, not mixed exactly the same. So I'll do the closet with that. And then I thought I'd just do a little sample spot on this carpet.